you to launch a very, very special book by a very remarkable writer. Ved Mehta, I think, has been perhaps our most important writer. I mean, he's been a writer of fiction, of course, but primarily our most important, I think, writer of long-form nonfiction. He's written consistently and superbly for about 40 years for the New Yorker magazine. And in their pages, he's chronicled India. He's chronicled India's political life, its cultural life, and through his family, its social history, particularly the social history of partition and the world of a North Indian family. Essential Ved Mehta puts all of these together, really extracts, short extracts from all his books. And the idea was to use this book to reintroduce Veds to a new generation of readers. There are plenty of you in this room who will have read the full-length books, but I hope this book sort of reminds you why those books were so extraordinary and takes you back to them. And I very much hope that this book brings new readers and new admirers to Ved. In conversation with Ved is another extraordinary journalist from India, Siddharth Vardarajan, who needs no introduction. He's a journalist who's worked with the Times of India, the Hindu, most recently. And when we were thinking about who should be in conversation with Ved, I think we could think of no one but Siddharth to have this. They can talk about India past and present. The way this event will go is Siddharth will just say hello very quickly, but we'll have Lynn, Ved's wife, come and do a reading from, the book is divided into two sections. So one part is about India and the other part is Continents of Exile, Ved's extraordinary series of family memoirs. So she's going to do a short reading from the India part, a political part, hopefully to begin the conversation between Siddharth and Ved. And then once that conversation's over, she'll do another reading from Continents of Exile. And then we'll open it up to questions. Before I leave, I'm going to entreat you to please put your phone on silent. I've found all these years of publishing, I keep telling people to do it and no one does it. And it drives me nuts. And I promise you it'll drive Ved nuts. And we shouldn't be driving him nuts, even if So I think, please check your phones, put it on silent. And Siddharth, over to you.
Thanks a lot, and welcome to everybody here. The way we've structured this evening, as Chiki said, was that we will start with a reading from the first section of the book. Then Ved and I will have a conversation on some of the ideas and themes, some of the subjects that he's written about. And then we will have a second reading from the second part of the book, and then we will open the floor to discussion. So without any further ado, Lynn.
I'm reading The Afterlife of Sanjay Gandhi from A Family Affair, which was published in 1982, but the piece, of course, appeared in the New Yorker first. It begins. Shortly after 7 o'clock on the morning of Jew's residence at 1 Safdarjung Road, and got behind the wheel of his car, a green Matador, which is an Indian version of the Volkswagen bus. He drove to the Delhi Flying Club about half a mile away, where the young and chic well-to-do go to sport with planes. There he met a friend, Captain Subhash Saxena, whom he invited to go up in his Pitts with him. Sanjay had recently acquired a Pitts S2A, a two-seater, 200 horsepower, light aerobic American plane. It was the only one of its kind in India, and the star of the club's fleet of small planes. Saxena, who was a flying instructor at the club, demurred, saying he shouldn't fly because he might be going in for a hernia operation any day. But Sanjay wanted someone with him at the controls and prevailed upon Saxena to go up. As they were walking toward the hangar where the plane, red, sleek, and new-looking, was housed, they were intercepted by the club's chief instructor, a Captain Shamim, who suggested that Sanjay go up in an Indian pushpak with a flying trainee instead of taking up the Pitts with Saxena. The pushpak was an old club standby, which Sanjay had flown innumerable times while the Pitts had been in service only a few days. Sanjay himself had flown it for 6 of the 10 hours it had been in the air, and he was very keen on it. But it was a tricky piece of equipment, and flying it required special training and experience. "I have to take up this red bird today," Sanjay said. "It's Pitts Day."